So this is the first video on the Zany Geography channel. So today we're going to talk about top 10 interstate highways. Okay, so these are some interstate highways. So for the number 10 spot, you have I-20, lasting from Reeves County, Texas, on the I-10, all the way to I-95 in South Carolina. This is 1,539 miles, being the 10th longest interstate highway. We're gonna start with number 9, which is not we're gonna start with. We're gonna go next to number 9, which is I-35. That it has 1,560 miles and goes through states of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, and it terminates in Laredo, Texas at US 83 and Duluth, Minnesota at Minnesota Highway 61. It splits into I-35E and I-35 West in Dallas and Fort Worth and Minneapolis and St. Paul. Okay, so then you have number 8 on the list, which is I-94. I-94 goes in the states of Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. It begins with I-90. No, it doesn't begin with I-96, but it begins at the border between Canada. It's Canada's province, Ontario, and Michigan, and goes all the way up into Montana, ending at I-90. It is 1,585 miles. So, yep. So now we're gonna go number 7, which is I-75, 1,786 miles, lasting from the International Bridge, I think, from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan area, the Twin Cities, and goes all the way down to Miami, Florida. With Miami, Florida, it lasts 1,786 miles, and yeah. So number 6 on the list is I-95, which probably the main highway on the East Coast. It's like 1,925 miles, lasting from US 1 in Florida, Miami, around there, all the way to New Brunswick Route 95 in Houlton, Maine, the Canadian border. It goes through Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, tiny bit of Washington, D.C., Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. It has a lot of spur routes, and yeah, that's the main route on the East Coast. So we're getting to the top 5 here. With Interstate 70 at 2,150 miles. That's from I-695, which is the Beltway of Baltimore, and it goes all the way down to I-15 in Utah. It's one of the few interstates that has a gap, and that's in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, where it turns into traffic lights for a little tiny bit with US Route 30. So that's 2,150 miles. So if we go I-10. I-10 is one of my favorite interstates. It begins at the Santa Monica Pier in California and ends at US 17 I-95 in Jacksonville, Florida. It goes through the states of California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. And it has the longest stretch of an interstate highway in a single state, in the state of Texas, with, I think, around 880 miles, and goes through major cities of Jacksonville, Houston, San Antonio. Yeah, so it's also, as I said, it's the longest interstate in the state too. So here we go. 3rd place is I-40, 2,555 miles, I'm pretty sure. That is from I-15 in Barstow, California, and goes down to US 117, which is US 117, down in North Carolina. It goes through states of California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas is Panhandle, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina. So yeah, so it goes through some major cities like Albuquerque, Amarillo, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, and Tennessee cities are pretty like Memphis and more. So if we go I-2, well, no, I'm in second place spot goes to I-80, going 2,899 miles, going from my home state, New Jersey, and Teaneck, New Jersey, going through Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, and California, and ending at US 101 in San Francisco, California. It is one of my favorite interstates, and chases the path of the Lincoln Highway, and it also goes through many major cities, and get within 10 miles of New York and Chicago. So then we're gonna go on top one, which is Interstate 90, lasting from Boston Logan International Airport in Boston, Massachusetts, going through New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, and Washington, ending at Seattle. It goes 3,022 miles and is the longest interstate highway in the U.S. It's known as the Massachusetts Turnpike in Massachusetts, and it's part of one of the spurs of the New York Thruway until I-87 in Albany. So anyway, guys, that is the list of top 10 interstate highways. This was my first video on the Geography channel, so if you would like and subscribe, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Goodbye.